exquisite, it really was. I couldn't get enough. Oh, I'm getting upset. I am practically frothing at the mouth for book 2. Devoured this book. I am now a fantasy girly. Hello my book besties. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Siân. We're back with another video, and this time I thought I would add some books to my list of God tier books. I did a video around New Year going through my list of God tier books, and I didn't really have that many. It takes quite a lot for me to give a book 5 stars, but just because I've given it 5 stars doesn't mean it makes it to my God tier list. So like my way of rating books, I give it 5 stars if there's literally nothing that I can fault in it and I enjoyed every single thing, then that's a 5-star read for me. Like, I have no complaints. To get onto the God tier list, you have to absolutely consume me. Like, I want to be thinking about you non-stop. I want to go to bed thinking about you. I want to wake up thinking about you. I want to be so obsessed with this book that I want to tell everyone about it. That is what makes a book God tier for me. So, I've read quite a lot of good books since I did the last video, so I thought, let's update it. Let's update this list because I have more to add. So I'm not going to bother going through the list that I did last time, like the videos on my channel. If you don't already subscribe to me, please do so, and you can watch that video later. Let's just get into it then. So one of the first books that I read this year was Quicksilver by Callie Hart. When I tell you, this book is my favourite book that I think I've ever read to date. Yeah, I'm gonna just let that statement sit there for a little minute. If you've not read this book, what are you doing with your life? I implore you, I urge you to go and read this book, please. You will not regret it. I've never really been a big fantasy fan, and this year I've been forcing myself to get more into fantasy, and I think it's safe to say I am now a fantasy girly through and through. Like, I'm obsessed. Can't get enough. I'm even actually writing my own fantasy book because I've just had this amazing idea come to me and I just have to get it down on paper. I've been writing for years anyway, and I have just self-published my first book. It's called Hellraiser. It's a spicy motorcycle club romance. You can get it on Amazon, or it is available on Kindle Unlimited, so if you want to go and read that, I won't stop you. So yeah, I have been writing for a while anyway, and I just thought, let's branch out, let's get into fantasy, because I didn't know what I was missing, and it is so, so good. So, Quicksilver. This is basically where a human girl goes into the Fae realm. She's forced by the king to help the Fae create relics, basically, that will help them win this war that they're fighting. So she's stuck there, she can't get back home, and one of the Fae males, Kingfisher, he's just one of my favourite MMCs of all time. I am obsessed with him. Him and Sarah's together. They're just everything and more. Their relationship was, honestly, devoured this book, devoured it. The universe that Callie Hart has created is absolutely phenomenal. I am practically frothing at the mouth for book 2. It comes out in November and I cannot wait. Like, I actually cannot wait. I know I'm gonna go feral when it comes out. I'm actually gonna go feral. So everybody just pray for me. You see how this has made it to the God tier list? I will never stop thinking about it. Anyway, let's move on. We're gonna go over to the Song of Achilles. I actually just read this last week. It had been on my TBR for a while. I knew this book was gonna make me cry, and I knew that it was an MM romance and it was a reimagining of Achilles' story. So we've all seen the movie Troy. We know what happens to Achilles in the end. So I just thought, let's just get into it, okay? This book absolutely destroyed me. Like, the last 50 pages, I actually crumbled. I'm gonna insert a clip right here actually, because I filmed it for my TikTok, and I think to say that I was unwell would be a gross understatement. I could not stop crying. I'm just gonna put this right here. Holy shit. I am not okay. This has destroyed me. Yeah, it captivated me from almost the very first page. It follows Patroclus, who is a prince, and basically he gets exiled from his, like, the territory that his dad is king over. He gets exiled and he moves to the territory where Achilles' dad is king. So Achilles is the prince. Patroclus is no longer a prince because he doesn't hold his title when he's moved. So he gets put in with all these boys who this king basically takes in loads of exiles because he's really nice and he has a soft heart for all these children, so he looks after them within his territory. Patroclus and Achilles become friends, and Achilles decides Patroclus is going to be my companion. Instead of going to like train and do all these things with the other boys, he's going to live with me, he's going to come to my lessons and we'll go and explore the island and things like that. So they become friends. This is from when they're like 10 years old. So it skips through like the first half of the book is taking you from when Patroclus is like 8 to 16, I think it is. So when he's 13, he realizes that he likes Achilles more than a friend, and it just takes you through their relationship and how it went from something so innocent into something so pure. Like, you got to read obviously his thought process and everything and how he thought about Achilles, and it was just so beautiful and really was innocent. And then when they're 16, they finally kiss, and oh, I just loved it. Like, it's YA, it doesn't, you know, give any scenes of anything really. I just loved it so much. And then they go, Helen of Sparta gets kidnapped, like in the film Troy, and Achilles, because he's supposed to be the greatest warrior who ever lives, and it's like prophesied that he will have this great fame for being this amazing warrior in Greece. He gets conscripted to go to this war to fight for Agamemnon and get Helen of Sparta back. Throughout it all, basically part of the prophecy is that Achilles will get great fame but he will die. So that's like a known thing throughout, so I was expecting it. I just wasn't... Oh, I'm getting upset. I wasn't expecting the outcome in the film to be the same sort of thing. Obviously the story was different and written in some similar ways because obviously she's tried to stick to the facts of, like, you know, the myth and the story. I just didn't think it was going to go the way it did, and then the end afterwards, the story still carried on, and I was just so unwell. Oh god, I honestly do not think I will ever be able to move on from this story. It's unbelievable. Yeah, it had to be on the God tier list because it had to. And then we have Play Along by Liz Tom Ford. This is my favourite book in the Windy City series. I haven't rated any of the books in this series less than a 4.5, so I love this series, and Rio's book actually comes out tomorrow, so like whenever I post this it would have already come out. But I cannot wait for it. But so far this is my favourite. Isaiah Rhodes, oh, this story is like the epitome of the perfect relationship. Like, this is what I look for in a man. This is the kind of relationship that I aspire to have in my life, and I think that's why it's made it to this God tier list. I can't stop thinking about it. I really can't. Originally, I think I gave it a 4.5, and then I just couldn't stop thinking about it. All the others, I loved them, yes, but this one, it just kept playing in my mind, and I thought, I've done it an injustice here. I need to up it to a 5, and I've gone one step further and it's made it to the God tier list. This man was so down bad for Kennedy, it was actually ridiculous. There were so many little things that he did that I just thought, you are just perfect, you are the perfect man. He pined after her for 3 years. They got married in Vegas on a drunken night out, and then she would have lost her job if they knew they were dating, but married couples are allowed, so they pretend that they are married. She's basically the athletic trainer for their baseball team. He's a professional baseball player. So married couples are allowed to work together. So they pretend that it's real for the sake of her not losing her job. He changes his walk-up song to come out onto the pitch to the same song that she walked down the aisle to. The song is Obsessed by Mariah Carey because he's just so obsessed with her. Oh, it's just so good. I think it's going to be bittersweet finishing Rio's book because that's the end of this series, and this series is just incredible. Like, if you haven't read it, you need to go read it. All different sports romances, and you won't be disappointed. Then we have Fantasma by Kaylee Smith. This book absolutely consumed me. I didn't know what to expect when I went in. All I knew was that it was some sort of competition and Ophelia enters it to try and find her sister. So I thought, let's see what it's about. Obviously, I am getting into fantasy this year, so I was like, I'm going to just dive in. I'm not really going to look much more into it, and let's see what it's got to give. And what it gave was a whole damn lot. This was a very easy 5-star for me. I loved every single thing about it. There was no horrible world building. She literally explained everything as you went, and I really, really loved that. Like, one thing about fantasy that normally gets to me is the world building. I hate it when they just go on and on and on. I know obviously it's needed because you have to explain the world, because otherwise people aren't going to know because it's fantasy. I get it. But sometimes it's like, oh, just hurry up and get to the point, and it just goes on too long. She did this incredibly well. Like, I wasn't confused at all. Everything made sense. And the story just unfolded as we went. And I really, really liked the way she did that. It's written in third person as well, which I normally hate. But she did it so well. I didn't feel like it was third person. It flowed very nicely. I absolutely loved the FMC and the MMC. I was weak. I was weak. Yeah, Blackwell. Oh, Blackwell. Girls, if you know, you know. This man was just unbelievable, like the words that came out of his mouth. I was on my knees. I was actually swooning on the floor, passed out. The trials in this book were really, really interesting that Ophelia had to like participate in, and then the way she would explore the house, it's like this magical house. It just kept me really entertained. I was gripped throughout the whole thing. I really, really loved it. And then there was a big twist at the end that I wasn't expecting. There was nothing about it that I didn't like. But the romance was top tier, and when the spice hit, it hit. Oof, I devoured it. Then we have The Dawn of the Cursed Queen by Amber V. Nicole. This is book 3 in the Gods and Monsters series. I love this series, okay? I'm obsessed with it. This book is by far the best. Like, it's not the end of the series, there's still more books to come. But I inhaled this book. Like, this book is thick. This book is 660 odd pages. Honestly, I absolutely inhaled it. I couldn't get enough. I loved everything about this book. There was so much that went on. It's so jam-packed. Like, there was not a single part in it that I thought, oh, you're boring, like, hurry it along. It was just incredible, an absolutely incredible read. Sam Keel and Diana are everything to me. They are what dreams are made of. Oh my god, there was just so many things, so many things I just really loved. And I love the way that she writes it from different POVs as well. I at first I was kind of like, not sure how I feel about this, because it's not really done in a lot of books, but she does it so well. You really do get a sense of the other characters like properly, and there was just so many things that have made me excited for more books to come in this series. I really do think she is an incredible writer, and I don't want to say too much because it is book 3 in a series, so it's not like, it's hard to just give you an overview unless you've already read the first 2 books. But just trust me when I say, if you want to read this series, book 1 is a little bit slow to start, but just persevere, because I promise you it is worth it. Then we have Wildside by Elsie Silver. Now, I actually got an ARC of this book and I was so excited about it, and then I had an e-ARC, so it got sent to my Kindle. And then the day that it released, this special edition came. It's like, and it was signed. So obviously this is a nice trophy on my shelf. The fact that this book is the best in the series was just like the icing on the cake, so I have this gorgeous edition to display on my shelf. This book literally gave me life. Their relationship was so beautiful. The story was so complex, like Tabby, the grief that she was going through for her sister, and the thought of not wanting to lose her nephew, and Reese's relationship with Milo as well. There was just nothing about it that I didn't like. I just loved it so much. I've given every book in this series 5 stars, so I don't know how to explain to you that this one is the best, but it really is. Like, oh, it was so good. They were like, they were enemies to lovers. They hated each other. The banter was everything. The banter was done so incredibly well. Elsie Silver does texting banter really well in her books. That actually had me howling. Like, I was laughing so much, but also it was heartbreaking, and there was worry, but the spice was really good. I just think Elsie's an absolutely incredible writer. She's one of my favourite authors. Like, I will never not read her books, ever. She's just so good. So yes, if you've not read the Rose Hill series, it's a spin-off from the Chestnut Springs series, and it's amazing. Then we have All This Twisted Glory by Tahara Mafi. So this is the lady who wrote the Shot at Me series. This series, it starts off with This Woven Kingdom. There's 3 books out so far. Book 4 is coming out this year, and I'm not sure if that's the final book or if there's going to be 5. I hope it's not the final book, but anyway. This one, I gave this 4.75 stars, and I made a video The video that I posted last week, I was saying, it was in my yes, no, maybe, and I was saying if I can't stop thinking about it, I think I may need to bump it up to a 5. I think this is the same as what's happened with Play Along. I can't stop thinking about it. I think it's gonna have to be a 5 because it's made it to this list because it just lives rent-free in my head. This story follows Eliza. She is like a forgotten queen of a non-human race. They're called Jinn. She's at the heart of a prophecy that she's going to unite her people who've been like oppressed for so many years and like living in hiding and living in fear, and she's going to rise up and unite the people and bring them all back together and build this kingdom for them to live in. So book 1, she's kind of in hiding herself. Not a lot really happens in book 1, but I really enjoyed it. And then book 2, again, not a lot happened. Book 1, there was a kind of a little love interest introduced, but they're YA, so it's nothing major. Then book 2, another character's introduced, and then at the end I'm kind of like, is he a potential contender for also a love interest? I'm not sure, but he's given a little bit. This book solidified his place as a love interest, and I'm fully on his team. So he is a king himself. He's called Cyrus. So there's a prince who's about to become king and then a king of another country, and they both want her. And just, I'm sorry, but Tahara Mafi just writes romance so well. I was really not okay reading this book. I have to admit, this book ate and left no crumbs, do you know what I mean? It was just exquisite, it really was. I know it sounds weird me saying that not a lot happened in books 1 and 2, but I just mean in terms of like the plot, in terms of events happening, not a lot of events actually happened. There was more in this one. It was more like relationship building and inner monologue than actual events happening, like action and stuff, but it's just done so well. You need to read it. If you're a fantasy reader, it's so good. You're so good. Oh, you're so good. Yeah, I'm gonna bump this up to a 5. It deserves it. Sometimes I do need to just sit on my rating and think about it, and then I'm not afraid to admit when I've been wrong. I've seen the error of my ways, so yes, you're gonna be a 5 because you're staying on this list. I'm obsessed with you. And last but not least, we have Gleam by Raven Kennedy. This is book 3 in the Plated Prisoners series. I've still not finished this series yet because I have a TBR that I need to get through. I've done a video which I posted a few weeks ago that was my May TBR jar reads, and I'm trying to make my way through that before finishing the rest of this series. I've only got 2 books left. But this book, oh my god, what can I say about this book? I went feral for this book. I actually went feral for it. Like, not to be dramatic, but I would actually sell my kidney to be able to reread this again for the first time. Absolutely incredible. Orin, our main character, she's basically been separated from King Midas and kind of kidnapped by these pirates, and then she's bought from the pirates by this commander of an army from a different country. And so she's now traveling with them, and relationships build. She sort of gets into a relationship with somebody. Like, I'm trying not to say too much if people haven't read it. The MMC, I was not okay. He is something else. I don't really have the words to describe this man. He had me screaming. He had me clutching my pearls. I can't describe him, but he's like one of the best book boyfriends I've ever read. The dialogue was just next level. So good. I was frothing. I was frothing at the mouth. I literally couldn't have read this fast enough. Why does love like this not exist in real life? Do you know what I mean? Not that I would want to be kidnapped by some pirates and then sold to an army that's not from my country, but I'm also not saying I wouldn't like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, this book was absolutely everything to me. I'm really hoping that the last 2 books are going to give the same energy because this series has had me in an absolute chokehold. So there we have it. They're the books that I'm adding to my God tier list. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let me know if you've read any of those. Do you agree that they're God tier books? Like, I would like to think you do, although these are just my opinion. If you've got any books that are on your God tier list and you want to drop me a little recommendation, I'm always adding to the TBR, so please let me know any books that you think are like up there. If you want to stay a while, I've just done a yes, no, maybe video, so I'll leave that right here. And if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.